Great little car, that. Straight out of Ngaruawahia, New Zealand. Here's Maurieo. Hello, Maurieo Vlogs. Number 549, first car. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, this is my first car. Well, a copy of it or a clone of it. It's not my first car. My first car was way not quite as well appointed as that one, shall we say. So my first car was an Austin 1100, not a Morris 1100, an Austin 1100. I don't really know what the difference was. I can't remember what year it was, what year the car was. It might have been in 1960s or something like that, possibly. Or it might have been in 1972, I'm not sure. I bought it, well, just before I was married, so it would have been around about 1979. And I bought it off my sister Mary. It had been her car, and it was almost past its use-by date. The floor had rusted out of it. It was, needed quite a bit of work. And I think I had a garage at the time in the flat I was at, and so I put the car in there and I was going to work away on it and do things. And I replaced the floor, I think, at one point with aluminium and pot riveted it all in. But I couldn't. I think the rust got ahead of me faster than than I could repair it. So I can remember like driving around Wellington in it with my legs and my pants rolled up on a rainy day because the water would come in through the floor and you'd get wet. But we had a few little adventures in it and went visiting in it and what have you, in the Austin 1100. We actually drove it one day, one weekend, to my cousin, which cousin? Cousin Trisha's wedding, I think. To cousin Trisha's wedding in Hamilton, and we drove the 1100 from Wellington to Hamilton, I think with my brother. I'm not sure, but it was quite a mission, and it started to overheat, particularly on the way back. So we needed to carry quite a lot of water with us. And I recall it used to use quite a lot of oil. And I think we pulled into a service station, a remote service station, and the guy was quite amused because we bought more oil than we did petrol to put it in and keep this car going. So after that trip, it became known we had to have the heaters on full bore when it was there and carry water with us. So after that trip, it became known as Steam Austin because of all the steam and what that it generated. But we got it from Wellington to Hamilton and Hamilton back to Wellington. But pretty much, I think after that, its days were very much numbered, very, very much numbered. And so eventually I saw the writing was on the wall, so I decided to get rid of it. And so I advertised it in the Evening Post for, $125. Now, I don't know what people expected to get for $125, but yes, it was a bit interesting. So I put the ad in and I got all sorts of questions about what sort of this and that was going. I felt like saying, well, for God's sake, for $125, it's got four wheels and it goes. And I got one guy rang up with a bit of an accent, and he said to me, "What's the guts like? What's the guts like?" The guts? I said, well, there's a bit of rust in it, and the mud guards and that are, I suppose they're all right. And he said, no, Guts, the guts. And I eventually worked out that he was asking what the guts of it, the motor, was like. And I said, well, it goes, but it uses a bit of oil and it's a bit steamy and that. So eventually some guy came and bought it and drove it away, and away it went. And that was the end of, of Steam Austin, my first car, which I remember fondly. And then from there, Lindy and I travelled up to Huntley for work in the coal mines, and that's when we bought our second car, which could well be, it's got a story associated with it as well, as have all of the cars I have. They are all, every driving with me is always an adventure, I have to say. So anyway, let's have a look at today. Pretty low-key day, I guess. Saturday the 20th of October 2018. It's a long weekend. We've got the Monday off for Labour Day. So 931 steps today. I didn't take my phone with me today, but my wife was with me. We went out for a little bit of tea, and we ended up at the food court at the base. In the end, the restaurant that I wanted to go to closed at 4 o'clock. Can you believe, on a Saturday? So that didn't eventuate. So we went to the base and had a little bit of I had a Peter Pitt, and I think my wife had some sushi and a tank, and I was greeted there by one of my students who works at the tank place there. A nice welcome. So that was very good. And the first car, and we're going to have a bit of a question for the challenge. Where, what, who's, a what? It's a bit of an interesting one. This one, I'm sort of keen to see how this one goes. I hope it isn't too controversial. But anyway, we'll see what that goes, and that's pretty much it. Oh, I'm up at the hospital getting infused, as you can see. I've got my infusion shirt on there, so that's all go, and that's all the bureaucracy sorted there. So all in all, it's a pretty reasonable sort of day, very restful. So here's today's challenge, and today's challenge is, well, who is this guy? He played a part in his in a movie, a TV series, and a number of movies. So he's an actor, but he's playing a part there that has a bit of a relationship to today's vlog. So see if you can piece all that together. And yesterday's one was a musical one. This song here, which I'll just bring it up a little bit. To let 50 cents a man of means by no means. Well, I lost it there, but King of the Road. King of the Road by Roger Miller. King of the Road. And Moz got that. I think he'd miss out on that one. King of the Road. With a wonderful little story weaved into his answer there. Awesome work by that man Moz. Well done. Go over to Moz42. Check out his channel. Very entertaining chap. All good. So that brings us to the end of today's vlog. And, well, thanks everybody for liking and subscribing. Click the notification bell there if you want to be notified of every video that I put out. But that may not be everyone's cup of tea, because I put out quite a variety of videos, and you might not be interested in AutoCAD or surveying. Nonetheless, it's the opportunities there if you want to take it. And most of all, thank you for commenting and feedback and things like that. Awesome. I enjoy that. I enjoy that a lot, and the little bit of banter backwards and forwards. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful day, and well, we'll see you again tomorrow. Cheers. See you. Smash that like button.